This video is entitled Cern Unleashed, and I'm going to get into this video and explain to you folks how they are bringing these entities down in a revised edition. And what's happening in this video, folks, is that these artificial particle consciousnesses that they're creating, Cern has 600 programs running dealing with matter control of the universe and other universes. And the thing that's interesting about this program is that with their system producing antimatter, and like I said again, everything all the matter in the universe basically has electrons and protons, but antimatter is not created here, it's artificial. And what I mean by this is when a proton plugs into an antiproton, you get an annihilation. So with antimatter, basically you have what we call, instead of having an electron, they have what they call a positron. And that positron is part of the antimatter. And then with the positron on the other side, you have what we call a negative proton. So that's what you get with antimatter. And what they're doing, folks, those four strong forces that make up the universe that they manipulate these four things. Gravity, and they manipulate electromagnetic fields, and the strong nuclear force and the weak nuclear force. Those are the four elements, or strong nuclear forces that they manipulate. And what they're doing here, folks, with their experiments that they're doing through the Large Hadron Collider, in a nutshell, they are sending pulses of electromagnetic energy that's oscillating two fields. They're oscillating basically the protons that are there, and they're oscillating, causing them to oscillate, and we call not isotopes, but the ions, those negative ions. And what they're doing is, when those are oscillating, causing those to oscillate, they produce what we call particle waves. These particle waves are these exotic waves that access different portals and dimensional fields that are not. Basically, dark matter is created through these waves, these particle waves. Everything is a wave frequency, folks. They're frequencies. These beams that they're bringing down into their pods, their communication pods that Cern has, are up at very high frequencies. I told you they work up probably around gamma. They're up in those high ranges, and these chameleon neutrinos that are produced do not have any type of charge to any of these things. They go through anything, man. So when they go up into space, or they're going in to access these different areas, the only way to get through there, to communicate, to get through, is to use a chameleon neutrino. And these neutrinos, there are hundreds of different types of neutrinos. Some of these neutrinos are entities. They have frequency to them and amplitude, and they bring them down through their system, folks. They're bringing these entities down. Their whole genetic material, their whole makeup that make up these interdimensional beings, light beings you can call them, they can manifest into physical entities like we do. The only problem with this is they're coming from a long distance away, and their spiritual entities cannot, physical bodies can't come this far. And the only way for these physical bodies to come that distance, they figured out, is through light. And once they can send these entities through, these light beams, these interdimensional light beams that come in, which are basically neutrinos, these neutrinos are living spiritual entities. They can bring them on down, decode them, break those dimensional fields down that we can't see. They're up around, they can break down 13 dimensions at Cern, folks. Forget about the 5th dimension. They got 13 dimensions. And we have 5 fingers. We're supposed to be 5-dimensional beings. That's why we have 5 fingers. So figure this stuff out and get down to the root of the matter. Cern and there are also Cerns on Mars. They're all over. There's Cerns that connect, and that's just one application, but also how they alter DNA memories, your own memories. They go back in time and can alter your own DNA memories. Your consciousness is what they're interested in, because your consciousness and everything is you. It makes it who you are. They have consciousness. They're consciousness machines where they store your whole holographic conscious brain in a